All right, welcome in everybody. Welcome to Speed Gaming 5. You are looking live at the screens on the left of jessandy8, on the right of Rando the Commando. This is a group stage match in the Gibdo group. G is for Gibdo in that group. So this is part of the group stage of the Z1 Randomizer 2023 SGLIVE online tournament. There are 5 people in this group. The top 2 finishers in the group will make their way to the bracket stage. If Jess wins tonight, she's very close to punching her ticket to the bracket stage. If Rando wins, things get very spicy for that second spot in the group. I am bbq.gov. I'm going to be one half of the comms team for you this evening. We're joined on tracking tonight by Deus Ex Machina, DEM Gaming. Thanks very much to him for pushing all the buttons and making us look smart. Joining me in the booth is Darthling himself. Darthling, how you doing tonight?
Great. How are you doing this evening?
I'm in a great mood. This promises to be a very interesting race. This group has been very competitive. Malchior right now is 3-0 and leads the group, but Jess and Rando are nipping on his heels, and both want that second spot coming out of brackets. So anything could happen in this matchup. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, we've had some really exciting races in this group. I wonder if we will manage to get another sub-minute tutor for Jessandy as we start in the desert.
I mean, that is definitely possible. You're right by 3 Armos spots, and Rando's going to go check
it the Armos item.
What do we got? Well, just stairs so far, but Jess is not going to check that. So what Darthling is referring to is we find out that's a nice medium secret, and Rando's going to get a candle out of the Takenny Cave, so some good stuff early. In Jess's last seed, the flute was the Armos item. She found it within a minute. If you're not familiar with Jess, the flute is her favorite item in the game, so that was funny on a number of different levels.
And thematically appropriate as Jess picks up her candle. Looks like our small secret's only 12, but the media one almost being max at 39 compared to 40 should be some decent money to start out with. Unfortunately, with second quest, we only have one big secret, so money might be a little bit tight depending on how much the door repairs are worth.
Absolutely, yeah, and because we're on second quest money and that we only have that one secret, it's the 2 other large secrets you would have that would normally be in the pool are replaced by a medium and a small. So the fact that there's one more medium and it's one off the maximum price it can be, that's going to make buying things like keys or bombs or arrows, as we saw there, a little more palatable. Yeah, or for that matter, bomb upgrades, which if you're not familiar with the flags, are runners. Well, you see it right there. That is very likely the replacement for magical sword. There's only going to be one sword in this game, and it's the wood sword. Our runners are looking for it. The white sword and the magical sword have been replaced in the item pool by bomb upgrades.
Also, the wood sword does have a chance to be blocked in certain ways, so they're definitely going to start by checking the open caves, but yeah, they'll want to go ahead and burn some bushes and take a look at some other things as they move along the map.
Yeah, that's a really good point, and one I wish I would have remembered before I started my seed against Chest Jerk the other day, because that happened in our race. The Armos item was the power bracelet, and the sword was behind one of the power bracelet push block spots, and both of us took about 25 minutes to figure that out.
Oh, silver's on the coast as Jess spots those.
Oh, that's interesting, and very cheap meat and affordable bombs on the coast as well. No telling yet if that is our rare shop, but Jess is going to now route in, now that she has a 4-pack of bombs. Looks like she's going to route in the South Coast bomb checks here.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Might as well do that as Rando does another Armos check. Looks like we're probably going to be heading towards the Death Mountain Armos. Or over by the graveyard to find our Armos item for this evening.
Yeah, it looks like our runners are coming up empty on the Armos, but that's good news on the coast for Jess. Even though she didn't find anything she could get, she saw that shop with the bomb and the cheap meat again, so that is not our rare shop.
Yeah, I think I love the comment in the chat about the meat being shoulder chuck. We're not getting any tri-tip at those prices.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't even know if that's shoulder chuck quality. Is Jess gets a letter. That is going to be surprisingly useful in this flag set. Yeah, that's more like ground round. What do they have? Something more fatty than 80-20 beef? I don't know.
Actually, they might, at least for hamburgers. I think I've seen some 70-30, but
Woof. Oh man, that's got to be just gristle at that point. Oh, but Jess pulled up, to get back to the action real quick, Jess pulled off a screen scroll right there to be able to get her over to the Forgotten spot. What she will probably do is check the Grave Armos and then do another screen scroll as we get our large secret at the Forgotten spot of 87.
not gonna rock the world with that, but I guess it could have been worse. The minimum is 50, I believe, for that one.
Yep, it is. It can range anywhere from 50 to 150, so the fact that it is not god-awful is, you take small victories with a second quest overworld, right?
Jess, with a small fortune wandering around, looks like she's getting ready to check our Armos here in the Death Mountain area.
Yep, it's 50-50 is okay. Nope, our item's going to be at Death Armos.
All right, we have a level 6 sighting for Jess. One of our larger levels, so even if she had a sword, might not do much more than just kind of poke in and see if you can find some cheap resources, keys, bombs on the floor to start with. As Rando finds his big secret as well.
Yeah, no, there are a couple schools of thought on that when you find a big dungeon early. There are some folks who like to stick their face in, see if they can find something, just lay it on the floor, even if it's not an item for the Triforce, even if it's like a key or a 4-pack of bombs. But there's some folks who are just like, nope, I'll dig it when I have to dig it, and I'll come back. It's, hey, we have a sword. It's at the... Did I say that right? At the grave? Yes.
It is. So one screen over from where we normally would expect it in first quest, Jess on that screen right now, as Rando finds level 6.
And it looks like Rando's going to do, swordless, that's not exactly fun. What else is not fun is this screen with the blue darkness trying to get up to vanilla 6. Jess is going to get her way around that. I expect she's going to up an A after this. Well, no, never mind. They're take any's.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to check all 3 of these and then take one of them and continue my search if I'm playing this one.
Okay, did we see what was at Death Armos? I don't know. I think Rando might have been over there.
Any key for the Armos item. Yeah, I see an A next to the keys. So that will be a very nice one. I'm sure Jess will try to route that in as soon as she's able to do so. That'll be a real good boon for the runners. They're not going to have to spend a lot of time micromanaging the keys that they get or worrying about money to buy any if you get key blocked in a level.
Absolutely. That, especially in a regular, I'll call first quest regular, Rando see this kind of a poverty seed, or in a second quest seed where money is going to be tight anyway. That's one less thing you have to worry about needing to buy or needing to save up for. You can save up for things like maybe a bomb upgrade if you encounter it. It's rare when you are able to and need to buy the blue ring in this flag set, although I will admit I had to do it once in one of my matches, and I'm not exactly happy about it. It can happen, but given the money situation, having money in your pocket at this point in the race, 7 minutes in, is great. Jeff took advantage of it and bought arrows. I like the play. You're going to need to spend it on something at this point. You don't need a candle. You could buy potions, I suppose, but yeah, use it on something you might need.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like we have confirmation our door repair is 20, which it could be worse, but again, probably better to try to buy some items that you might need later down the road while you have the funds to do so, as Rando takes an unfortunate death getting sniped by the blue Lionels.
Yeah, boy, that's a gross screen there, trying to get to Vanilla 1. You're just surrounded by blue Lionels who just want to shoot you in the face.
All right, and Jess on that same screen, able to do a little bit of a push, takes a hit but gets through. Dark Nuts are going to open the way, And we have a mocking door repair to greet Jess. So maybe Rando's doing just as fine that he didn't make it in there on that first try.
Yeah, that's one of those Pyrrhic victories you get in there. As Rando finds 7 just northeast of Vanilla Start.
And that is going to be able to be pirouetted as he goes one screen to the left to open that door.
He may go back in there, but he also has this check he doesn't want to orphan. Well, now he's going to kind of wish he did orphan it.
Nice little music reference there for one of our hints. Again, all of our hints, whether it's from the people in the caves or the shops, the 2 shops that you can buy hints, they're only going to be community hints, which means they're kind of like inside jokes and fun little humorous quips instead of anything really useful to help the runners this evening.
Yeah, if you like Airplane, the movie quotes, you showed up to the right stream, because you will see a bunch of them. You will see all sorts of funny little guys, but you will not get anything useful out of the old man.
My favorite one is currently the Aqua Menace monster drives a Dodge Caravan.
Oh yeah, I like my favorite. So my favorite is the one that's specific to the letter, where the person in the cave says, "Here's my list of demands." That one I enjoy.
Yeah, that's a good one as well.
Okay, well, you didn't quite see it because it was hidden by the frozen Armoses there, but Jess gets her any key. And she's so we're even up on items, and Jess is going to continue checking the dead woods here. We got a runner high 5.
All right. And both runners on a halfway decent amount of money, too. This actually doesn't feel like second quest at the moment for some reason, looking at their money.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, the only thing we're really missing is levels that are worth digging. We found 6, we found 7, but no one wants to do anything with them, and I can't say I blame them. One thing, if you're not familiar with these flags, if you're new to the tournament or new to the new Z1 randomizer, with this particular flag set for the rando tournament, as Jess finds her second take any in the dead woods, there will be second quest enemies in the dungeons, and that includes everyone's least favorite ghost, the red bubble, which can take your sword permanently. I say permanently in quotes, because one of the ways you can get it back is by drinking a potion. So having potions at the ready, and having that letter that our runners found near Vanilla 1 will have added significance in this flag set.
Yeah, and just to kind of piggyback off of that, as Rando finds level 5, some other ways we can get our sword back, which are maybe not as useful, saving the game. While you're in a dungeon, that actually takes you back to start, so not as useful, and Jess finds level 5 as well. You can find a blue bubble, just like the room that Rando's in, and you can visit a fairy fountain. You can also get a Triforce, and I think that's all. I think there's 5 different ways that you can get your sword back. As Rando finds the raft. Could be a useful item. Not quite as beneficial in second quest compared to the either flute / recorder or the power bracelet. Both of those items get significantly more checks available to them. So their usefulness is increased, whereas the raft just has the normal 2 spots.
Absolutely right. It does. Now, that does not prevent, and I think we've seen this, if not in this tournament, in a recent tournament, one or even both raft spots having a level. Which, when you have a seed when there's 2 raft levels, that's just funny at that point.
Yeah. Now, hopefully, we don't get too crazy and have something weird like the raft has a level that has the power bracelet, and you need the power bracelet to get another level. To get the bow, or something weird like that. I probably shouldn't go that far. We might accidentally speak that into existence. As Jex picks up the Triforce in level 5, I'm pretty sure she's going to move on. Because in this flag set, the only other item she could get out of here is a heart. So she's already completed everything she needs to, unless she wanted to get a little bit of extra health.
Yeah, which it is possible that she might come back. But yeah, with this flags with Heart Shuffle off, it's kind of unlikely given the caliber of runners we have here. Oh, dang, that gel's got some moves. Rando is in one swordless. One is also in the Deadwood, as we see on Jess's side. He's going to take care of this gel, and unfortunately, that block doesn't push.
Yeah, this level is going to contain 3 different items. One of them is in a staircase, one of them is a heart, which Jess just picked up, and then our third one is hopefully a useful item.
Yeah, of the early levels you can find, one is one that pretty much everyone says, yeah, I want to dig that the minute I find it. Rando doing a decent job here, trying to set up these gels to get multiple kills with one shot, but he's going to have to exit this room and then come back.
Alright, I guess we're going to find out here in a moment. I had a little bit of a look that we could have a possible ladder block, but it looks like Jess is able to work around that and continue going. This could be a potential push block room for both of our runners.
Yeah, the question's going to be who's going to get to push the block first. It looks like Jess, but just barely. Rando's doing this level swordless and doing it very well.
Yes, and there's our ladder. So that's one big piece of the puzzle sorted. Most of the other items we're going to need are like the bow, so we can fire the silver arrows, and then anything else that might have some kind of utility. The book is great for having maps to the level. The wand is really useful in this particular flag set because it represents a damage upgrade compared to just using the sword. And our floor item is the power bracelet. That's one of our key items for utility that can help us find dungeons later on, as Rando does dip out and is able to get his wood sword, so he can go back to level 1 and level 5 and start cleaning up now.
Yeah, and the issue there is that as Jess encounters a second Goma that could be blocking our Triforce, we don't know yet. The question, and we're getting the answer right now, was when does Rando go back to 1, and now that he has his sword? And the answer is right bleeping now, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, and we have a relatively inexpensive bomb upgrade, which will replenish the bombs, and it looks like it's going to add 2. The other 2 bomb upgrades are bomb pluses. We've seen the one that's more than likely going to be the magical sword location. There is a chance for, if the white sword was the white sword item, that we could have both of those upgrades in the overworld.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Because the white sword, despite the fact that it's been changed to a bomb upgrade, is still mixed in with the rest of the item pool that normally gets randomized. So it's entirely possible that white sword bomb upgrade is living in the dungeon.
And in most cases, we found that it's been very well received. At least the bomb refresh has been useful for our runners in the races that I've seen when it's located in a dungeon. As Jess picks off the last bunny/Bull's voice in this room and gets the Triforce out of level 1.
Nicely done. Now, Rando's in a different bunny room and making the same kill with the wood sword. This will not have the Triforce in it, but that Triforce, I think, is, what, 2 screens away?
I believe so. I'm having a little hard time tracking. Yep, that looks like 1 down, 1 over.
Yeah, but Rando has not found the power bracelet yet. He can clear this room. But yeah, he also needs the map to be able to know how many other rooms there are. I seriously doubt he's leaving here without that second item.
Yeah, I really hope he doesn't give up on this without seeing that, because that's going to be a very valuable item for checking and seeing if we have any overworld blocks.
Alright, so we've seen 1, 5, 6, and 7 so far. We're still looking for 2, 3, 4, and 8. We're going to get a raft check here on Jess's side. And we just get a lol.
Alright, Rando picks up the Triforce in level 1. Fingers crossed, hopefully he goes back in and discovers that our floor item is very, very important for us, potentially. He does go back in, so little bit of a quick check at the map to see where he might want to go ahead and go next. most of our runners use a one of two different trackers, and so you can mark different entrances to rooms that you haven't explored yet to kind of keep track and get your bearings. So it looks like he's kind of on the right path to get over there to where the power bracelet was, if my memory is correct. As Jess gets the item off the silvers off the coast and is going to check the other raft spot. Wonder if we're going to have anything useful in here.
That would be fun if we did. I do like Jess's general approach. Rando's going to get his map here and see about how many rooms left he has. He's got about 4. Okay, that's just a potion shop, and there's our second item. So the Rando's done. He's going to kill these guys. Try and get some bombs because he's out of bombs. And these guys will drop bombs if
all right,
nice.
we're on a 5. He's 1 off from being able to get a bomb drop, but that will carry over. So the next possible bomb dropper he kills, as long as he doesn't do anything else between now and then, could have a chance to kill and drop a bomb. And so he's going for these dark nuts. Oh, he didn't get it. He's 2 away from the next chance. So most of our runners kind of keep track of a few things. If you see a possible bomb dropping enemy drop a clock, you're on a 3. And if you see a money enemy drop a clock, you're on a 6. So those are some interesting checkpoints you might be able to keep track of as we go.
Yeah, and our advanced runners do track that type of stuff as they go. You will see a lot of folks. If you ever see a runner take what looks like an intentional hit from an enemy, it's likely that they're doing that for a reason, and that reason is to reset their kill count. So as Darthling was saying, Rando heads into 5 now that he's got a stabby weapon. But if you see a runner do that, that's probably why they're trying to reset their count. And there are ways you can artificially jack your count up to force a bomb after you've done that. One of them involves the old men in the cave. But that if you see that can definitely happen, and both of our runners are capable, are experienced enough runners to be capable of doing that tonight.
Yeah, so if anybody's ever played the original version of this game and seen the 10th enemy is the bomb, that's what we're referring to with that. So 10 consecutive, if you kill it with a bomb, you can get a bomb drop. And so these runners will attempt to do that as well if the opportunity presents itself.
Yeah, it took me till I was well into my adult years before I figured out what that meant. But you know, I didn't have like Nintendo Power magazine or whatever you get all the hints from, or the Nintendo Hotline or whatever it was. I'm really dating myself now that I'm saying this out loud.
Yeah, I had all of the magazines and stuff like that, and I think I might have called the hotline once, I think for King's Quest V help or something back in the day. Rando's getting a couple unfortunate hits from the Beamos, and gels as he gets through the room and finds a heart container in level 5. Still looking for the Triforce in there to even things up at 2 Triforce apiece.
And that 6th heart that Rando picked up is important, as he finds Triforce just sitting on the floor right there. He's going to grab it. He's got the item out of 5, and he's done. But that 6th heart guarantees that if and when our runner he finds the White Sword item somewhere on the overworld, that he'll be able to pick it up. That the ability to pick up that item, which is itself randomized, could be the White Sword bomb upgrade, could be something else. That is normally in the vanilla game at 5 hearts. It is randomized to be able to be picked up at somewhere between 4 and 6 hearts. So it's 1 in 3 chance it's any of those numbers. But if you have 6 hearts, you find it, you're guaranteed to get it.
Exactly. As Jess looks like she's going to check one of our power bracelet spots up here on Death Mountain once she gets the scroll to cooperate with her, as we have a particularly unfavorable set of enemies to want to walk across that narrow canyon there.
Boy, that is a gross screen, isn't it? Or she's going to check what's been coined the bogey arrow. And do we have anything fun here? No, just some lols.
Big Slamu calling out for a dive 6 call. Maybe. Oh, we find level 9, so that was another level we were looking for. Only a few left to go. be curious to see if we have any pauses to dive into a dungeon. For instance, if we find level 2, or we could maybe just have some stuff free on the ground.
Yeah, that would be great for our runners, and both our runners are doing a thing that Jess did when she got that raft. You will see a lot of our very skilled runners do this when they get an item that opens up some overworld exploration. Start using it immediately, because you don't know when your opponent's going to get that, and if it blocks something good and you can get the jump on your opponent, that's a great strategic advantage. So both our runners are using the raft and using the power bracelet at this point to maximum effect to try to get that type of advantage, and it's we'll see how this pans out.
Absolutely. I love the way that you put that. I have a tendency to use it not necessarily for that reason, but because I'm worried I might forget that I have that item when I get sidetracked later.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely I have either lost some races or done poorly in some races because I orphaned one spot that was just annoying, and yeah, we've all done that where you're just like, oh, that's not gonna have anything. Come on, I'm in a hurry, and then it's that last spot, you last location it, and that's the level you need because that's where the silvers are. Yeah, so you don't want to in a tournament setting where you're playing for a spot in the bracket round. Yeah, you'd like to avoid doing that if you can.
Yeah, it's really easy to kind of get lost in the sauce when you are hyper focused on one particular thing, and then forget that you had an item 20 minutes ago that you forgot to do the checks for.
Oh yeah, no, I did that. I did that last night, actually. Now that I think about it, I think I killed a couple Pole's Voice rooms with sword, and then realized, wait, I got bow and I have arrows. I can kill these guys. What am I doing? As Brando finds level 4 way up in Northwest Death Mountain.
This is one I would stop the search to go ahead and try to see if we can dig. And this is a great starting room. The Gibdos are in our bomb dropping group. And so he might be able, oh, he see a clock. So he's got 2 chances in this room to get bombs, possibly 3 if he gets all the way back around to the 1. But he is not getting any good luck on this.
Yeah, and this is just one of those Murphy's Law things where it feels like, I don't know whether this mathematically pans out, but it feels like whenever you need bombs that the bomb droppers don't want to drop you any bombs, but then when you have full bombs, everyone's dropping bombs. So it's frustrating when you're in a room like this and you're like, I just need a 4-pack of bombs. I just need a 4-pack of bombs. And nope, not getting them.
Yeah, and so oh my goodness, I did it again. The red whiz robes, not wedwood, with wed whizwobes.
I mean, they are now. That's fine.
Yeah, I love those little alliteration things. Those are also bomb droppers, so almost everything he's killed except for the keys have a chance to drop bombs. Hopefully he's able to get some so he can do a little bit more exploration of this dungeon as he picks up a heart container from the Gibdo and is heading south into another room filled with keys. Again, this is a good reason why it's great to see that any key, so many of these rooms early on have been key required to continue your progression through the dungeon.
Yeah, it's been really nice that our runners haven't, they have ladder, they have keys. They're both a little low on bombs, but generally speaking, as Rando's going to try and farm these guys. Well, no, he's going to up an A. I take that back. But yeah, when you're not blocked by items in your inventory and you can just kind of plow through dungeons, that feels like it's a chance for you to get rolling.
Yeah.
Speaking of rolling, Jess has got to roll through this screen of
oh no!
Oh, and lost her sword and couldn't bomb.
Yeah, I think actually she bombed a little bit too far to the left because she took a knockback from one of the bubbles as Rando gets the Triforce in level 4. So maybe that could have been retried. I'm not as familiar with how far to the left you're able to drop it and still get it to work. I have to go back and look at that little picture that was floating around that had all of the little spots that you could drop the bombs and get it to work.
Oh, it's been forever since I've seen that picture. But yeah, vaguely, I think it's just somewhere in the vicinity of those 2 middle squares. If you're kind of within like a tile and a half or something, then you're probably good. But yeah, there's probably like, it's this specific pixel that you have to be on. I don't know. I just try to get it close and hope.
Yeah, I know there's a range, and so yeah, it's possible that she was just a little bit too far to the left. I am a little surprised that she spent as much time as she did in 8. That's one of our bigger dungeons, so our dungeons 1 through 5 share a grid, and then 6, 7, 8, and 9 all share a grid, and so 8 tends to be a little bit bigger and a little bit more time-consuming to dig early on, although with this flag set only getting the wood sword, there's not as much. Did I misspeak? Is it 1, 6, 7, and 9?
Oh, on the same grid?
Yeah, I thought all
yeah.
the low ones were on the same one, and then the upper ones were.
Yeah,
I could be wrong about that.
1 to 6 are on the same grid, and then I think 7 through 9 are on the same grid.
Oh, okay. It's 1 through 6. I got you. Thank you. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. There's a lot of information in this game to keep track of. Yeah, and there's some I'm just like, yeah, I'm not gonna keep track of that. I'll just figure it out. Oh, speaking of things that are important, Rando way up at Second Quest 9 just found the wand.
This is a beautiful item to get in this, especially in Second Quest, because now if you get hit by a red bubble, you can actually still do damage. You can attack from all the way across the room without having to use any rupees. Even though Rando has 253 of them, it is nice to have this item. It will not do melee or range damage to the wizards you just walked past, but everything else in here should be very nicely cut down by the wand.
Yeah, and that's doubly important for Rando right now, because the reason he left 4 was because he hit a red bubble and couldn't get his sword back. And he spent his last bomb to bomb that spot up in the corner and hit the jackpot by getting something he can use to kill things and hopefully find his push block item.
Just found the transport staircase in level 7, chose not to take it.
Now, was level 7 also on Death Mountain? I was focused on the fact that Rando got the wand.
I believe it was, because Jess was digging around up there before we found that.
Okay, and this is the screen that Rando tried to kill swordless, hoping it was the push block. It is. This is our item, most likely.
Oh, it's the tutor. Okay, we're getting a note that level 7 is in the 4. Oh, she saved. So I totally missed that. Thanks
that's right.
For the catch by our tracker.
Yeah, shout out to DEM, keeping us honest here, which is great. Yeah, Jess is going to be disappointed. She exited 4, and that's her favorite items, hanging out right up there. Meanwhile, Rando's going to kill these blue Lionels. These are bomb droppers. He wants a bomb drop here so he does not have to come back up.
Yeah, for sure. And maybe there's an opportunity to get a few more, not from the blue dark nuts.
Now, but the reds there will drop if you can get there without taking a ton of damage. Yeah, okay. No, he's going to try a different screen. Oh, he's going to head back to level 8. Yeah, McMonkey is right, by the way. It is a hard job keeping me honest. It is very much so. That was Rando. Oh, that's the 4-pack of bombs. He wants to get up there and not get bodied by the pancake. And he gets a clock, gets bailed out.
Very nice. Now, if we wanted to and needed to, he could go ahead and pop in and out of this level 8, clear the screen that has the blue Lionels that are all bomb dropping potentially, and then reset inside the dungeon and get them to respawn, and you can kind of farm that location if you were super desperate to have bombs to continue a dig of a dungeon, or also to continue exploration through Death Mountain.
Oh, definitely, yeah, and that's a great way, depending on what's outside a level, if you need to money farm, which in this flag set, that could absolutely happen. Despite the fact that Rando's got 255 rupees now, there can definitely be scenarios where you need to farm for money to buy a key or to buy a potion, and having money dropping enemies right outside the dungeon, and you can just continue to farm. That's a real handy thing to have.
I don't think Link is lying there, sir. I think he's walking around on Jess's screen right now.
Is there more than one Link? I hope not. That would be weird. Now, one thing we have not commented on before. I'm sorry to interrupt you. One thing we have not commented on in this level 8 is we have a segmented level 8, which is kind of gross.
Yeah, a little bit. There are a few people that run with the sprite swaps on and actually play as something else, which instead of defeating Ganon, you're trying to rescue Ganon. And so maybe one of those players getting that message, that would be a really interesting one, because you're not playing as Link at that point.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, and you're right. There are a bunch of people. That is a feature in the randomizer, by the way, that you can swap Link's sprite with Zelda's or with a Gibdo or some other characters. You'll also see some of our more experienced runners have had custom sprites made. So you may like in the group I've been in and been getting my butt kicked in. Shaddy, who I raced last night, has Super Mario Brothers 3 sprites swapped in, which are fun. But King Doll's got NES hockey sprites swapped in. There's a lot of fun things you can do with this randomizer that just kind of make it mix it up a little bit.
Yeah. And our creator of the rando, Fred Coughlin, he actually runs around as a Gibdo an awful lot, from what I recall.
Yep.
Jess did find the bait block. It's not going to be required. It's just in a one-off room on the side of a dungeon that isn't going to be worth anything. So we don't need the cheap meat this evening.
Not required. Still cheap though. It's still the cheapest possible cut of whatever meat is made of in Hyrule.
I don't think I want to know what the answer to that could possibly be.
Oh yeah, I mean it's probably not great. Whatever it is. Well, Rando finds one of the 2 sets of transport stairs that are in this level 8 because it's segmented. And did Rando just pull off an accidental Kanana key?
I don't know about that.
Or maybe just the key door sprite rendered weird when because he hit that at the exact same time as the shutter doors opened. So I didn't know if that was an accidental Kanana key. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, you can't do it with the NE key. I think it was a really well-timed coincidence, though.
Okay. It looked cool. That's the important thing. Is that you look cool while you play. Winning the race doesn't matter. You gotta look cool.
You gotta get all the swag that you can, as Rando finds the White Sword Bombs Plus upgrade.
Yeah, and that not only increases his bomb capacity by 2, but it also fills him up on bombs, which is a newer feature in the randomizer that the creator of the randomizer, Fred Coughlin, who's also in this tournament, if I remember correctly, that he added recently, and it's a welcome change, because it's never fun to get one of those when you have 0 bombs and you're like, oh great, now I can carry 8 instead of 10 bombs, but I still have 0. So that doesn't exactly help me, but this is a much bigger help. So and it'll allow Rando to do things like bomb out of the screen up to the north.
Yeah, it's a very nice quality of life enhancement added there. And actually, I believe Fred is in first place in his group as Rando finds the book. And so now all of our dungeon shapes are not going to be a mystery on his side for the remainder of this seed.
Yeah, that is given kind of the what's the word I'm looking for? Not the template, but the shape, the grid that level 8 is on. That pretends the 9 could be messy. So having that ability to see exactly what you're dealing with when you go into 9, rather than hunt for the map, that is going to make a significant difference, I suspect, for Rando. I don't think Jess is going to miss that necessarily, but while he's got it, it's a really big benefit for him.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so we had a discussion in chat real quick. It looks like level 7 looks like Dumbo flying. I can kind of see that. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I can. Yeah. I'm trying to think what else that could be. Yeah, I think that's about the best description I can come up with.
Yeah. So Jess does take the magic boomerang. Not all of our runners choose to take that item, but it does have its uses, especially with stunning enemies to get through more difficult rooms without having to take the time to cut them down with the wood sword.
Yeah, a lot of our runners will say about some people prefer the blue one, some people prefer the yellow one. Other people don't really care and will just say, my favorite banana is the first one that I find.
And yet other people will find it on a world wrap and then do all sorts of wonderful trickery to avoid having to pick that up.
Yeah, they'll burn it, they'll bomb it, they'll stab it. Yeah, it is kind of fun. I don't hate it that much. It has its uses, certainly on a screen, like when you're in kind of a shooting gallery or a shoot room and you got to stun stuff to get past. It's got its uses.
Yeah, for sure. The only problem is, especially the magic one, if you accidentally miss, you're going to be waiting a little while to get it back from the other side of the screen before you can try to use it again.
Very true. Now, Rando's in the Triforce room here in 8. He has both items, so Jess was in here for a little bit and didn't come up with much. So that can be a potential time save for Rando here, because he's able to do 8 in one go. And save himself a good amount of time, hopefully. We're still looking for levels 2 and 3. Darthling, where do you think they are?
If I'm being honest, I'm kind of sort of hoping one of the two of those is either under the power bracelet or under the recorder just for sheer entertainment value. Although, unfortunately, if it is under the recorder, Jess is going to be awfully frustrated when she finds out where that item is and the level being blocked by it.
Yeah, it's way out of the way up in northwestern Death Mountain, and it's her favorite item. I know she wants it. She's going to jump back into 7. Meanwhile, Rando's found level 2.
All right, and this is somewhat odd shape to it, but should be able to path through pretty easily. Looks like we may have a pretty easy enemy set in here with the Salphos starting us off.
Well, we said easy, and then Wizrobe showed up. So.
And this is why commentators accidentally speak things into existence, and we call it a commentator's curse.
That's right. So, but thankfully he didn't have to kill that room just yet. Rando's found the one old man in level 2 that's shaped like a weird level P, like a letter P that's got some serifs on the back.
Sure. I don't have anything better than that at the moment. I'm trying to turn my head a couple different directions and see if I can make out anything. Oh, I hate left-sided lamellas.
Yeah, that is not fun to get surprised walked into. But Rando did a great job being patient, just standing his ground and taking him out.
And having the book helps because in this case, at least the fire that comes out of the wand also does some more damage, even though sometimes it's a little annoying to have the book with the wand at the same time because it's frustrating to run into your own fire.
It is.
Jess gets the Triforce out of level 7.
And Rando's getting some good news here in that he sees this gross room full of blue Wizrobes, but he sees that key on the floor and knows that means I don't have to kill any of these guys.
Yeah, and for people that aren't as familiar, there are a couple things that are a little bit weird with second quest. So if you're used to first quest, usually if you see an item, there's not a push block. There are a couple opportunities where that is the case in second quest. I don't recall if it's locked to specific dungeons or if it's just the room types. Oh, we have a bow on the floor in level 2.
Oh, that is big for Rando. So I said this looked like a P. I was wrong. This looks like a weird D because there's a D on the floor in level 2.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Yeah, so thanks, map, I guess. Now the question is where... Oh, no, we know exactly where that Triforce is. Aquamenus is badly guarding it. So Rando is done in level 2.
And I believe Rando also has knowledge. I know Jess, I believe, saw it first, but I'm pretty sure Rando also has knowledge that silvers are on the coast, so that will become a priority to go ahead and pick that up. as soon as you're able to route that in.
Definitely. That's technically go mode because, well, no, I take that back. We don't know where level 3 is. It's Schrodinger's go mode, I guess, in the sense that we have everything we need to kill Ganon, and we know where Ganon is, but we need that Triforce out of level 3, and we got to find